Thank you so much for studying the Sutara. So today we're going to study about the Madhyamaka school. Most of the unique subject according to Madhyamaka school, Geshe already taught for 5 days. So I will repeat a little bit what he taught first. And second, the last time we have a Madhyamaka school class with the Geshe Gurujiredula, and during the break time or tea time, during the tea break, and me and Geshe Gurujiredula, we personally talk about the class. Then also I said to Geshe, some part of subject he explained to the class, not the final statement. Okay, make sure whatever he said in the class is not the final statement, because most of the students who attended the class, there were a lot of new students. So he just gave the overview, not really precise and the final statement. So the Madhyamaka, historically, the Madhyamaka school actually started from, the pervasives was started by Nagarjuna after 400 after Buddha took into Parinirvana. During the 400 years, the Madhyamaka, the view is not really, taught in publicly, as well as the Vajrayana practice, wasn't taught in publicly. That's why all the study, all the view, they kept very secretly. After Nagarjuna, so he composed the 5 very important texts. After that, he's one of the very important disciple. So Buddha Balida, he explained his view, and all the way until Chandrakirti, they were only Madhyamaka school. They didn't mention any within the Madhyamaka, there are 2 schools, just Madhyamaka. Then somehow the 2 schools emerged because based on the Nagarjuna text, special wisdom, Mula Maka Avadana. Based on this text, then the true Madhyamaka started. Because one of the students think, the Buddha Palida didn't exactly understand the Nagarjuna view. Then he composed his text. Then the other student challenged with him that we have a true sub-school in the Madhyamaka. So when you heard the Madhyamaka, also last time we have a class, we studied about intense in the Madhyamaka, right? Inter in the Madhyamaka. The text name is intense in Madhyamaka. So most of you in the class, what do you think? What does mean intense or inter in the Madhyamaka? What does mean by? What do you think?
The text is called Entry into Middle Way.
Yeah, middle way. It said middle way, Madhyamaka.
Yeah, entry into.
Into middle way. Enter into Madhyamaka. So when you heard the words, what do you think? Enter where? Madhyamaka, enter into middle way. right? What does mean? Because enter into temple, right? This means there's a temple, we can go in. Here, enter into middle way. What does mean the middle way? Is talking about enter into emptiness? What?
Free from the extreme, the two extreme.
Okay. Sorry, can you repeat?
Free from the
Free
two
from
extreme.
two, yeah, free from two extremes, right? Okay. It wasn't explained Gishela because actually the meaning of the Madhyamaga, there are three. Madhyamaga of the text, Madhyamaga of the phenomena, Madhyamaga of the path. Okay? The meaning of the Madhyamaga. So enter into Madhyamaga. The Madhyamaga has a three meaning. Madhyamaga of the teaching or text. Then Madhyamaga of the phenomena or Madhyamaga of the basis. Then Madhyamaga of the path. Three, right? So all the text which is explained, very precisely about the emptiness, what would be called Madhyamaga of the text Madhyamaga, teaching Madhyamaga. The second is the Madhyamaga, which is referred to the emptiness, the basis of Madhyamaga. Okay. The last one, Madhyamaga of the path. This means the path which is realize the emptiness, the path which is meditate on emptiness, the path which is able to comprehend emptiness, that we call path of the Madhyamaga. Three, very clear, right? Then in the text name called enter into Madhyamaga. The meaning is not talking about enter into emptiness. It's not talking about enter into the path. It's talking about enter into the actual text. The Mulamaga Avadara. Sawashara. Mulamaga Avadara is the text. Written by whom? Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna. So he composed the text, which is Mulamaga Avadara. When you read the text from beginning to end, or end to beginning, you can see always explain the emptiness. Most parts of the Mulamaga Avadara explain a lot of emptiness, lot of logic, lot of reasoning, so many in detail. He didn't explain much about the path, bodhicitta, great compassion, so and so. Middle way, please. Why not? Hello? No, it's okay. Okay. That's me? Okay. Madhyamaga of the teaching, Madhyamaga of the view or basis, or Madhyamaga of the path. So the text which is written by Chandrakirti Dawatrapa, in Tibetan known as Uma Jupa. Uma is the middle way, Madhyama, middle. Jupa engage into middle way, or enter, right? Into middle way. It's not talking about enter into emptiness. It's talking about the text itself, engage into the Mulamaga Avadara. Because Acharya Nagarjuna, when he composed the text, he didn't explain much about the path, like great compassion, bodhicitta, 10 bhumis, He didn't explain directly. So when people read the text from beginning to end to beginning, they cannot see how to practice great compassion, how to practice bodhicitta, how to practice six paramita. No. That's why Chandrakirti specially composed the text in order to know the extensive parts of the teaching. Extensive part of the teaching. There's a two different way how to enter into Mula Magga Avadara text. Okay? One, the view which is explained in the Mula Magga Avadara,
Karika.
Mula Magga Avadara Karika, the text make sure the view is very unique. It's not common with the Chitta Mantra. Make sure the meaning which is explained in the Mula Magga Avadara Karika or Savashara, make sure the view is very unique. It's not common with the Chitta Mantra. You cannot explain the meaning in the common Madhyamaka and the Chitta Mantra, very unique view. First. Second, when you read the text at the Mula Magga Avadara, you don't understand which part of sentence explain great compassion, which part of sentence explain bodhicitta, six prajaparamita, right? So the middle way, enter into middle way, explain which part of sentence, which chapter explain the bodhicitta, great compassion. There means two ways to enter. Means you have to engage into Mula Magga Avadara Karika. One, you make sure the view which is explained in the Savashara, it is very unique. You cannot bring the view with the Chitta Mantra. Second, it is not just only explain about emptiness. It is not just explain all the logics and reasonings. Also explained the extensive parts. For example, great compassion, bodhicitta, prajapati, everything. For example, when you read the Heart Sutta, it's more easy. You can see there is talk about Four Noble Truths. It's talk about 12 links interdependent. Most of the part, the Heart Sutta, most of the time is explain emptiness. The emptiness explain directly, indirectly explain all the extensive teaching. Okay? Same, the Prajaparamita, all the teaching always explain emptiness. Directly. Indirectly explain all the practices. That's why Vasubandhu, Papa Blogun Tome, when he read the text, Prajaparamita text, he was totally confused. Always explain emptiness. He was totally confused. Why, they repeatedly explain emptiness, beginning to end to beginning. He cannot see the extensive parts. That's why he really want to understand, the emptiness as well as the extensive part of the teaching. Finally, he understand through Mitriya Buddha. So the Mula Magga Avadara explain the emptiness directly, indirectly explain all the practices. So when you read the two texts together, Mula Magga Avadara and Karika, intense into Mandalay, study together, then you can going to understand, yes, these parts explain emptiness as well as great compassion, bodhicitta, so and so. Right? This is the enter into where Mula Magga Avadara Karika. Enter whom? Enter the middle way, the text, two texts. You can think this way, the entry in the middle way text is kind of commentary, look like commentary on Mula Maga Avadara Karika, look like commentary. Okay, this is entry. So right now we have two schools, consequentialist school and autonomous school. But very easy to say. If you look at history, it's not that easy. Many Indian, the Madhyamaka master who follow the Madhyamaka school, many masters, for example, Shandira Kida, Prabhu Jivaso, and many middle way masters, they are not so happy with the Nagarjuna's view. Okay, what Nagarjuna said in the text, Acharya Nagarjuna said, nothing exists. What? Nothing exists from
The
object side. Nothing exists independently, inherently, truthfully, objectively. Everything merely exists subjectively. This is the fine view of Nagarjuna. So many masters not really agree with his view. That's why then there's another school, autonomous. All the masters agree, things are exist half from object side, half from subject side. Two combine, then there's a subject and object. It is impossible things are exist merely subject. Nothing can exist only subjectively. There must be exist little bit from subject side, little bit from object side. So this is very important. You should not think yes, it's a bit easy. Even though for Shandira Akida, who also yes, the Buddha Palita, he was totally agree with Nagarjuna. Another of his disciple, both of them is disciple of Nagarjuna. One student not agree with the Nagarjuna view. That's why he founded the autonomous school. Okay, we have two schools. One is consequential school, second is autonomous. Okay, so what is the definition of the Madhyamaka school? Can you see the textbook? Okay, before we explain the Madhyamaka school, make sure we have how many schools in Buddhism? We have 4 schools, only 4 schools. Okay, make sure according to Buddha, Shakyamuni teaching, we have at the moment, we say at the moment, at the Buddha Shakyamuni time teaching, we have only 4 schools. We don't have a 5th school. You remember that, right? As well as we have only 3 vehicles, no 4th vehicle. 3 schools, 4 schools, 3 vehicles. I hope you remember how the 4 schools how the 4 schools follow the Buddha teaching. How? At the Buddha lifetime, there's not really particular Madhyamaka school, Chitta Mantra school, Sutra school. They didn't have a particular school. After Buddha gave all the teachings, then there were 4 schools. Right? So how the 4 schools follow the Buddha teaching? How they follow? How they come to being into exist? How? Then first 2 schools. What are they?
Great Exposition School and Sutra School.
Sutandra school and Vipashika, Great Exposition School. First two schools follow which teaching?
First the view.
First will of Dharma. Okay. First will of Dharma. And the Chitta Mandara school follow which teaching? The third teaching. What the name? Great differentiation. Right? Great differentiation teaching. The third one. Then the Madhyamaka school follow the second teaching. Teaching of emptiness, teaching of Prajaparamita. But make sure the first will of Dharma, second will of Dharma, third will of Dharma, you should not think Buddha throne only first, second, third. The meaning of first of teaching, first will of Dharma, second will of Dharma, third will of Dharma, the meaning, the first he talked about what? Four Noble Truths. Until he taught the Prajaparamita, the profound teaching, profound of wisdom of teaching. Until then, most of the subject matters are very similar with the Four Noble Truths. Very similar, not exactly the same. Okay. For example, sometimes Buddha give advice for the disciple. The advice teaching also included into what? First will of Dharma. The advice teaching didn't explain anything about Four Noble Truths, but very similar, Then until the second teaching. After start the second teaching all the way to third teaching, most of the subject matter are very similar, not exactly similar, okay, very similar. The third, the differentiation teaching, great differentiate teaching. What does mean the great differentiate teaching? What does meaning? This means when he talk about the first Four Noble Truths, when he give a teaching about Four Noble Truths, that time Buddha taught everything exists independently. Very similar view of the common people. The second time when he give a teaching about the Prajaparamita is total opposite, okay? Nothing exists independently. Nothing exists truly. Then look at first teaching and the second teaching is contradiction. There's contradiction. What? First he taught things exist independently. Second he taught nothing exists independently. Then, most of the disciples who attend the teaching, they understood the meaning. But some of them have a confusion. Some of them have a, doubt. Then, one of the very important disciples asked question to the Buddha. Why? First you said things exist independently. Second you said nothing exists independently. It looked like, he said, for me it looked like there's a contradiction. Of course, there's no contradiction. Please explain more. Then he gave a teaching about, the differentiation. Differentiation between three, differentiation about three characteristics or three natures.
Thoroughly established nature.
Yeah. What are they?
Other powered.
Other powered.
Totally established.
Totally established nature.
Thoroughly established nature. And the third one is the mere designation of the imputed.
Merely imputed nature. Make sure, okay? So the student who don't understand, everything, nothing exists inherently, then Buddha explained in a different way. Make sure the disciple can understand more precisely. In order to know that, first you need to know the three nature, okay, or three characteristic phenomena. One is other powered. Power and powered. Second, thoroughly established nature. The last one, merely inputted nature. We call three natures. Three nature. So you should not think, the three natures totally, two separate things. For example, the glass case is said, this is other powered nature. Other powered means this is very much depend on its own causes condition. This means this is totally influenced by its own causes condition. This is other powered. Okay, other powered. So before I explain the two and second and third, make sure other powered it has a two different view according to Indian, Madhyamaka, according to the Indian masters as well as Tibetan masters. One group of the masters in India, in Tibet, okay, they said other powered necessarily be impermanent phenomena. Must be. Other power mean, necessarily be conditioned phenomena. Necessarily permanent phenomena. Sorry, impermanent phenomena. This means all phenomena are, okay, all phenomena are not other powered. Only the conditioned phenomena, impermanent phenomena are other power. Make sure this is very important. Another group of the Madhyamaka school or the Chitta Mantra school or the other Indian master, Tibetan master, they say no. All phenomena are other powered. Permanence or impermanence, condition or non-conditioned phenomena, all phenomena are other powered, not necessarily be impermanence. Other power.
How do you say unconditioned is other powered?
Yes. First, make sure you got the idea right. Some master says other powered, so has a dot, other powered nature must be impermanence. Clear?
Yeah.
Other group, other master says other powered nature not necessarily be impermanent. All phenomena are other powered. This means there's a two different view, two different idea. Now Sunam got a question. He said how the unconditioned phenomena, for example space, emptiness, are how they are be other powered. Anybody who has got any question? Just randomly, just thought. How the space, how all the permanent phenomena be other powered. Can you just think about it? Right? Look at it. First, it's very simple. Other power mean all impermanent phenomena are other power because it influenced by their own causes condition. It's very easy.
Yeah.
How all phenomena are other powered. All phenomena are powered by their own nature, by their own emptiness. Emptiness. That means all phenomena must have their own nature. Emptiness. Without emptiness of the glass case, without emptiness of the table cannot be existent. Right? Without emptiness of the table, then there is no table. This means that emptiness is the kind of the origin of the table, not really, the truth conversion is arise within the emptiness. That's why form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Form is not other than the emptiness. That means according to the master who said all phenomena are other powered by their own emptiness. This is their view, their thought. Other power. Okay, there's a two different way to explain, two different view. Other power. So this glass case is other power. I'm not. It is not. Should not say. Okay, this glass is emptiness. So this glass case is emptiness. You should not say. Should not say. And this glass case is inputted phenomena. We must say this glass case is other power directly, but it has a emptiness. It has a inputted phenomena. That means all phenomena must have three nature: other power nature, thoroughly established nature, and inputted, merely inputted nature. All phenomena must have the three natures. So, the emptiness of the inherent emptiness of the negation. We have a different, so many different types of negation. Emptiness of the negation is the thoroughly established of phenomena of this glass case. Right? Emptiness of the glass case. So emptiness of the negation. Right? Negation. Negation. For example, truly existent phenomena is the negation. Negate on where? Negate on all phenomena. Negation is kind of within the two extreme. The permanence extreme is the negation. Negation, you have to negate. For example, this is the basis. This is the base, permanent of the glass case. Permanent of the glass case exists, right? So that's why the permanent of the glass case is the negation of impermanent of the glass case.
Can you say it again? Don't get it.
Yeah, this is good. Generally, okay, permanence and impermanence both exist, right? Both exist. We have a permanent phenomena, we have a impermanent phenomena. Both exist. We cannot negate permanent phenomena, we cannot negate impermanent phenomena because both of them exist. In order to know impermanence of the case, you need to negate what? Permanent. What permanent? Permanent of the case. Permanent of the case is the negation of impermanent of the case. This means when you negate the permanent of the case, then you understand impermanent of the case. Without negate, without exclude, right? Exclude. Without exclude the permanent case, you cannot understand the impermanence of the case. That means the negation, which is negate on the phenomena, is thoroughly established. You can say, the easy way you can say, this is other power, nature, this thing, the emptiness of the case. Emptiness of this case is thoroughly established. Thoroughly established means this is kind of the final, fine or final nature. For example, if you compare, impermanent of the case, emptiness. Emptiness is more subtle than the impermanent of the case. The thoroughly established is the fine or final nature. You cannot go, further than. It's the final nature.
Tishula,
Mm-hmm.
to rephrase what you just said, you said first, the object has three nature, thoroughly established nature,
No object,
nature,
all phenomena.
all phenomena have three nature,
Mm-hmm.
other powered nature,
Mm-hmm.
imputational nature, and thoroughly established nature.
Yes, this is
So
correct.
understand the other powered nature,
Mm-hmm.
and by negating other powered nature, negating other powered.
No. Negating the negation.
Then I lost you, Tishula, because I was thinking
You was thinking
other
that's
paid,
why-
other powered. So by negating other powered, it established the thoroughly established.
No.
What is
This three is together, right? It must be together,
Yeah.
not one by itself.
must have three.
Yeah, must have three characters
Yeah, all
together.
phenomena doesn't matter permanent or impermanent, doesn't matter. First you think all phenomena must has a three nature. It's according to Chitta Mandala, according to Madhyamaka, it's same. Must if there's no other power, then there's no basis. If there's no basis, then there's no emptiness. In order to know emptiness, we must know the inputed phenomena, merely inputed phenomena.
okay? So Tishula, can I say it again?
Mm-hmm.
So all phenomena have three nature.
Yes, you're right.
So
Mhm.
negating the negations of other powered nature establish the thoroughly established nature.
No. Easy to say. Emptiness of the phenomena. Emptiness of the phenomena is the thoroughly established. The nature of the fine nature of the phenomena is the thoroughly established. Now you think, what is the inputed phenomena? That means we Tibetan called Kunta, okay? This case is permanent or impermanent. Of course it is impermanent. But due to some misperception, due to some misunderstanding, somehow people think, it's not impermanent, it is a permanent. Right? Due to the misperception, due to some misunderstanding, due to some kind of mental imprints, maybe they think, but we don't say this is permanent. But when you look at the object for continuously 5 seconds, look at 5 seconds, you cannot see any changes. Right? But we still perceive this thing is permanent, as a permanent. We perceive. But we saying impermanent, but in the reality level, yes, we can still perceive this as a permanent. Why we have this kind of misperception? Why? Because we used to think this way, something arising through causes conditions, then remains for few minutes, few hours, few years, finally is decay. If we have a kind of mentality, things exist, few months, few years, 20 years, 30 years, then disappear, right? Due to that kind of mental imprint, we can perceive this thing as a permanent. Now, we think this way. When we think, we input extra quality. We input the permanent quality on this object. We impose permanent quality on this case. It does not exist. Okay, not exist. This kind of thing we call inputed nature. But in the future, you still need to learn within the inputed nature, it has two types, two categories. One is exist, one is non-exist. But if I explain you could have a lot of confusion. Okay, other power has a two different view. Some master says other power nature must be impermanent. Some other master says it will not necessarily be permanent because all phenomena are other power of their own emptiness. The second, we have a inputed phenomena, which is input, extra quality. Then is the true category. One is exist, one not exist. So here I'm trying to explain the differentiate, great differentiate teaching, differentiate. First, all phenomena put into three categories, other power, and third established, inputted. Within the three, of nature, other power, third established phenomena exist inherently. Inputted phenomena not exist inherently. So Buddha explained a little bit, according to their desire. The differentiate between three phenomena or three natures. Differentiate. So the Chitta Mantra school follow the last teaching, which is great differentiate teaching. Differentiate between what? Three nature, three phenomena. And three phenomena, not totally separate three phenomena. All phenomena must have three nature. Okay, so this is kind of the teaching of how they follow the different teaching. But the true school, within the Madhyamaka, autonomous and consequential school follow same teaching, which is the second way of Dharma. They follow same teaching. For example, in the look at Hasutra said no eyes. No eyes, right? According to the consequence school said, according to their school, eyes not exist independently, inherently. Right? Inherently. Not truly exist, but not exist object side. Concept. Autonomous school said, yes, you are true. The I is not exist truly, but exists objectively. Also subject side, both side. Not exist object side, truly not exist object side. They enter truly. That means you keep in mind that for both schools follow same teaching, they have a different interpretation. Okay, make sure within the Madhyamaka there are two schools, they are follow same teaching, but they have a different interpretation. Okay, now you can see the definition. What is the definition of the Madhyamaka school?
The text does not give Madhyamaka, the text directly gives autonomy and consequentialist.
Okay. Here, middle way school. Okay, first it's same, right?
Yes, exactly the same.
Okay. Because I'm not sure your page number here. Okay. The presentation of the tenet of the proponent of middle way school. The proponent of the non-ontityness, it is the four parts: definition, etymologies, sub-school, a description of the individual sub-schools. What are the four subheadings? The definition here, the definition of the proponent of the middle way school is a person propounding the Buddhist tenets who accept that there are no truly existent phenomena, not even the particles. This is the definition, okay? Definition of the middle way schools. No, proponent of middle way schools. is a person. So before we talk about the definition, he said non-entityness. In Tibetan language, no ni meba mawa. Non-entityness related to the entity, right? Entity. Then non-entityness. Entity has a generally three meaning. Within the fire, we just fire take as an example. Fire, when we said entity of fire, you need to think three different ways. Entity of the fire has a three different meaning. You need to think three different ways. One, the heat is the entity of fire. The heat, because fire has a nature of heat. Okay, the heat is the nature of entity of fire. Is one meaning, entity. Second meaning, again, emptiness of the fire is also called, entity of fire. Then another, entity, I hope you remember when I explained about the meaning of Dharma. Meaning of Dharma. Okay? Because I remember when I was in Sanskrit, I was translating his teaching into my local language. And his always talk about, Dharma. Dharma. The local people always think Dharma means, the text, practice. Dharma. According to Buddhist philosophy, Buddhism, the Dharma has a true meaning. Do you remember, Sonam?
Yes.
Remember?
One is the Buddha Dharma, the other one is all the phenomena. That is the Dharma.
Dharma has a, make sure, Dharma has got a true meaning. Okay? One is Dharma mean, transforming or transformation. Transformation or transform your mind, transform your habits on Dharma, because when you practice compassion, it can transform your mind as a compassion. It can reduce the anger. That means Dharma meaning transformation. Second meaning of the Dharma is every phenomena. Okay, every phenomena doesn't matter permanent, impermanent. Every phenomena has their unique, very unique characteristic. Okay, that's why according to Buddhism or Buddhist philosophy, all things, permanence, impermanence, everything is Dharma. Because everything has their unique characteristic, very unique nature. Dharma. Dharma, that means, the entity, one is we are talking about entity or nature. The heat is the entity of fire. The emptiness of the fire is the entity of fire. And having their unique characteristic is also we call entity. So entity has three meaning. One is very unique kind of ability, unique kind of capacity. The fire has a very unique capacity or ability to burn something, right? So water has a very unique entity of collect or putting something together. When we have powder is split everywhere. When you put some water, you can collect together. It has one unit. That means entity has entity meaning. There's three meanings. One is kind of capacity, ability, or property. Second is their very fine nature, emptiness. The third one, having very unique nature, very unique characteristics. For example, when you compare with, two very subtle kind of particle, very, very subtle particle, even though we cannot see through our naked eyes. When you see through the microscope, right, then you can see there's a two very similar particle. The color, the shape, the size, everything exactly you can see same. When you think that the capacity, the ability is taught that they must have a different capacity, different ability. That means all phenomena has their very unique nature. For example, compassion and hatred. In the consciousness level, the anger and compassion is the same, but in the consciousness level is same. When arise the mind within your mind, when compassion arises, it makes you more happy, more peaceful. And the anger arises, it will go to destruction. That means it two are the same, in the consciousness level, two are very exactly the same, but it has a very unique nature. That means all phenomena has a very, very unique nature. That means also one meaning of entity. Now the Madhyamaka said, non-entityness. How it's come? That means non-entity of inherent, non-entityness of independent. The meaning, okay? The definition would accept there are no truly existent phenomena, not even particles.
Ishana, does it mean that the Madhyamika says that all phenomena does not have a true unique characteristic?
No. That's why, the meaning of non-entityness, it doesn't mean it doesn't have a unique characteristic. It doesn't mean there doesn't have a unique nature. The meaning in non-entityness means non-entity of independent, non-entity of inherent, non-entity of solidly, no solid entity, no solid independent, no inherent entity. It's not talking about the three nature I just explained you.
So how did you account for their characteristic imputed?
Sorry?
So if it's empty, non-entity has three levels, right? One is the uniqueness of the characteristic, right? So if it's non-entityness, means there is no unique characteristic.
Do you remember what does mean non-entityness?
You just explained that I just understood you. One of them is it has a unique characteristic.
No. Okay, the entity meaning, the entity, when you have about the entity, you must think three different ways. One is, their unique kind of capacity, like fire has a heat. It can heat, it can burn. This also we call entity of the fire. Another emptiness of the fire is also we call an entity of the fire. Another entity meaning all phenomena has a very unique characteristic. This is also meaning of entity. Now, non-entity is not talking about they don't have a unique nature, they don't have an entity, they don't have a very unique capacity. It's talking about all phenomena doesn't have an inherent entity, independent entity. Then they add here, look at, not even the particles. That means it's rejecting, let's say, three schools view. Let's say even the particles, because first two schools, Vivashika and Swatantratika school believes things are exist. Not only this, things are come into being based on what? Based on particle. Right? Based on particle. For example, we have a house. This house, we look at there's a wall. If we look at there's a fan, and there are so many particles. All the particles, things are exist into being based on the particle. That's why they believe exist because externally exist externally based on what particle. That's why he reject their view. They said, they are not truly existent. Also reject the Chitta Mantra view, as well as reject the first two lower schools. It is very interesting, even the particles. I hope you remember when we have a kind of class in the Gerang. According to
Actually, none of them are there in here.
Okay, just think about the first two lower schools, Chitta Mantra don't accept. Okay, things are come into exist based on particle. There's a one particle, then the 2-3 particle come together, and there's a big object. They don't accept because I remember when Geshe Dorje do the class. According to Chitta Mantra, what they believe in
Mind only.
huh?
Mind only.
No, they believe all basis mind, foundation mind. Then there's a Sanskrit name. Do you remember?
Arya Vigyan.
Huh?
Arya Vigyan.
Arya Vigyan. Arya Vigyan. Alavi no Arya. Alavi Vigyan. Alavi Vigyan is a kind of it's kind of container. The container has a content. What content? Content the imprint. Due to the imprint, everything's appear in our mind. It's not a dream. When we have a dream is not separate with the mind, right? When we are awake, we cannot see the dream. The dream is just merely come from mind. They don't accept, external exist from externally. That's why they don't accept particularly, particle is the basis. Then everything come into being made of particle. But first two school, they really believe there's a particle. There's a partless particle. Partless particle. The partless particle is they thought finally when you try to find the heart of the phenomena, heart of the case, finally finally you're going to find a particle. It's very subtle. It doesn't have a part. Totally partless particle. The partless particle is the origin of the particular phenomena. But they reject. So if you think about, for example, when we put a seeds in the what we call the pot. When we put a seed in the pot, within a few days we can see the seed is growing. Do you really think, okay, I'm talking about based on the Madhyamaka school, do you really think the potential or the capacity is just only subjective? Do you really think the seed has a potential to produce flower, produce tree, right? The ability or the capacity is just merely subjective or is objective. Yes, we can understand, look at it. Oh, the car is so beautiful. Today we can see the car is so beautiful. Tomorrow we can see the car is ugly. The ugly and beautiful, is subjective. Most subjective. We can understand. But the capacity to produce rice, produce mango, produce thing, how it is subjective. How is only subjective? Because last time you learned, not everything exists only subjectively. Nothing exists objectively. Objectively, because your brain is full of, subjective, no more objective. Now I'm talking about the opposite one, opposite side. For example, even in Singapore, the fire always burns something, right? In India, in China, Europe, America, the fire is always burn. If you touch, it's going to burn your hand. How the burn is, the burn is subjective. For example, the car is running on the road. You just waiting on the road. You really want to cross the road. You think, oh, nothing exists objective. It's my subject, it's my subject. If you cross, the car will hit you, right? So how you can say everything is only subjective? The last time we heard, you really think subjective, right? Because Geshe gave the example of the ghost. Yeah, ghost is really maybe subjective or not. When you have dream about something, the dream is totally subjective. When you are awake, you cannot see. When you become Buddha, even though you can see all things there, how you can compare the dream and the reality phenomenon? How you can compare two of them? Sonam, how you can compare?
I was thinking about this, and you always say that. So, if you realize emptiness or non-objective existence as it is, then it's a Buddha's mind, right? And Buddha, does it have has a consciousness to perceive?
Correct. The what we call two truths, ultimate and conventional. Conventional truth. The conventional truth depend on what? Depend on the sentient being subject. If everything is depend on the sentient being subject mind, and Buddha doesn't have the sentient being sub mind. He has a different mind. Then maybe he cannot perceive the things which we perceive.
Yeah.
So that's why you look at it's not easy. Okay, things are merely exist only subjectively, or merely designation. It's not easy because Tsongkhapa says very clearly, it's very easy to understand things do not exist objectively, but so difficult to understand how things are, function. It's so difficult to understand, even though not exist objectively, still function correctly. This is the most difficult. Also, you should not think of the meaning of emptiness. Okay, let's say this is a clock, right? Everybody would agree this is a clock. If I open, put the path everywhere, there's no more clock. It doesn't mean you understand the emptiness of the clock. Make sure when you segregate the parts, or more, you cannot see anything. That's what Tsongkhapa says. It's not the meaning of emptiness. It's the one of the easy way to understand. Even the Chitta Mantra, Vaibhashika, Swatantra, the person, they understand. When you dismantling the watch, there's no more watch. It doesn't mean that meaning of emptiness. So, in order to understand emptiness, you really need to know, the definition of negation. For example, I said many times, in the Kerala, I asked you to go to meet Mr. Lee to the airport. I said, you just go to meet Mr. Lee at the airport. If you just go to the airport, you stay a whole day, you're not going to meet him. Because you don't have the, picture or idea about Mr. Lee, how you can understand. Maybe you have the Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mrs. Lee. How not everybody know. That's why before you go to airport, what you need a pictures. Right? You need a picture, very pure. You need an image of the person in your mind. Very perfect one, okay? Not similar one. Perfect one. When you have a picture, when you go to the airport, you don't have to ask, you just watch which one. Finally, you can say, yes, this is the right one. So before you understand emptiness, you must have a right understanding of the negation. which is have to negate all the phenomena. When you have a clear negation, then you can see, yes, that this phenomenon not exist as this negation. It may be empty of this negation. So, this is so important to know how things are exist. Believe or non-believe, doesn't matter, things are exist, right? Things are there. And also look at subjective related to the mind. For example, behind the mountain, we just build a house. Nobody live in a house. It is totally empty. But something there, right? There's an empty space, there's an air, there's maybe water, there's some insect. How that come just merely subjective? So without any sentient beings, without any human being in this house, do you think there's nothing exists in this house? Yes, there exists something, right? So how the thing is only subjective? Because there's no any subject, there's no any mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, it is for you quite, should not be hurry not too hurry to understand emptiness. You take a time, read the books, because we say, study, reflection, meditation. If you need to do a lot of reflection about the meaning, a lot of reflection. Make sure you won't fall into extreme or annihilation or permanent. Make sure you are not falling into too extreme. So this is very important to know how things are exist. Doesn't matter, Vipashika, Sukul, Chitta mantras, whatever, things are exist. Far gone, water grow, the wind is running all over the place. But we have to know how they are exist. How? Why? Why not this? Why not that? So this is very important. So next we're going to have a class, I think around middle of the July, right?
Yes, after His Holiness celebration.
Celebration, I think around 15. We already have a schedule. So today we just stop here. Before we do the dedication puja, if you have any question, any doubt, or you want to say anything,
I just don't know. These four schools are in the context. They say at Buddha's time there are four schools of thinking. In now or at that time, so we are now studying middle way. Are there people still in the? I just don't understand in their context.
according to this text, it's very mentioned very clearly, after the Buddha, the four schools come into exist. And the Buddha lifetime, there wasn't name of the school, but the people are there. There is somebody just accept, things are independently. Somebody don't accept things independently, but the names weren't there. And also, for my personally, I don't want to say Nagarjuna is the founder of Madhyamaka school. He promote the Madhyamaka school. He bring back to alive the Madhyamaka school. Almost 400 years in India, there weren't not much the people who follow Madhyamaka school, who don't even though many people didn't talk about Madhyamaka school. That's why when Nagarjuna came, then he studied many years. Then finally he promoted the Madhyamaka school. The school, the idea there, the view is there, but he promoted. If we say the founder, that means before him there wasn't Madhyamaka. It's not correct way to say. We can say promote. For example, we Tibetan we call Shinta Solje. Shinta means the vehicle, right? The wheel, the ox wheel, horse wheel vehicle. So before the ox wheels go through the road, we have to build the bigger road. This doesn't mean there wasn't a path, there's a path, and the path make bigger, then the car can go through the paths. That means before Nagarjuna, the idea, the view are there, but Nagarjuna more make it bigger, make it more publicly. So at the Buddha lifetime, there weren't for schools. After I think 200 or 100 or 300, then they start to talk about the 4 schools. But Buddha mentioned very clearly, in my Dharma, there won't be 5th school, there won't be 4 vehicles. Yes?
Kishila,
Mm-hmm.
in the class for Geshe Dorje Damrula, you will touch on non-objective production, right? Non-objective production, I mean, seed and sprout. So one moment is seed, and then the next moment is sprout. So from seed to a sprout, you call this production, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these productions, how can these productions happen if it is not mentally impure or subjective? It was understand as that. I understand as that, right? Now I want to ask you, how do you know that this sprout is a result of this seed, or the next moment of the seed it becomes this? Like for example, you say put into a vase and it becomes a sprout. How do you know that the sprout is actually coming from the seed?
Oh.
If there is no production, how does the sprout is coming from this seed, or the next moment it becomes this?
Are you
this
sure
is
he
that?
said there's no production?
No objective production. I
Yeah,
mentioned.
there's no objective. There's no objective production. I think this is objective production means, look at the concept of objective production means the production, the produce from the object side. That means there's no objective, then there's no objective production.
But production is there, right?
Of course there.
So
And
my
also-
question is,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
how do you know that this sprout is produced, subjectively produced by this seed?
So I'm still not saying, the product is objective, only objective or only subjective. Maybe both, little bit objective, little bit subjective.
Yes.
We still need to learn, okay? But it is sure, the sprout, it comes from the particular seeds. Because when you put the barley seeds, you can see there's a barley sprout. Next time you put the wheat seeds, you won't come first you put the barley seeds. The next few days you can see the barley sprout come.
But how do you know that barley sprout is this barley seed?
Look at it. There's only one seed, no two seeds. You put only one
If you
seed.
stare there forever, it will blink. It's like how can you be 100% sure? Just tell me, how can you be 100% sure it is this?
That's why
Because Kishila, I believe if you can answer how you are absolutely sure that this seed becomes this sprout, then it's sort of like answered how subjective it works.
may I make a joke for you?
Can, Kishila, you are always very good at joking.
Do you have a doubt or you are not really sure you are father's son? The father's son.
Before I learned this, I actually have no doubt. Now I have doubt.
Then you must have a doubt. I'm not sure I'm the son of the father which married my mom. Right?
It's not like that.
Yeah. Because you are not there, the mother cannot tell the truth. How you can say, I am son of this father?
Yes.
That's why the conditional still.
It's just like, I'm not a distance or distance. If I cross the road, I still hit by the car because you know
If
that.
you say, all the holy people, if they really want to grow barley, they are putting the barley seeds. They're not going to put the wheat seeds. That means it's sure, the barley comes from the barley seed. But another important word we can rest, okay? Look at the barley seeds. The barley come from barley seeds. The barley seeds come from the previous barley seeds, right? So how the barley seed, the first time come into being? But we cannot make a new barley. But we can cut the barley into many pieces. We can have what we call
barley powder.
No, the English, there's English in a term. You know, one seed cut into many pieces, then grow lots of things together very quickly. What we call? Yeah. This is, many people are concerned, you know, this is not healthy food.
Oh, genetic
Oh, genetic
Moderation.
motivation,
GM.
moderate
Moderation.
modified.
modified.
Because GM.
Yeah, GM. That's why look at it. In order to genify, we need a seeds. Otherwise, we cannot make a new, you know, like seeds, new fruits. But if you put two seeds together, put a lot of chemical, it's a new things. But we need to think the seeds of the rice, barley, how it's come. It's come from, you know, millions of years ago. That must be the, you know, some origin of the different seeds.
Ishila, if you can answer that, then you can answer why karma come into being, right? How are we have a Buddha nature
Oh,
and we start? It's the
Karma
same
is,
question.
no, karma is very easy. Look at, if I hit myself in my heart, I can feel pain. The pain is come from action. Very easy.
And where does that action come from?
Action from my motivation.
So where your motivation
I
come from?
motivate myself.
You, how, so where is you? Where do you come? You motivate yourself, where do you come?
Yeah, anyway, so this is very important, you know. I think this is really good, you know. We just read the books, the text, and just think it is true or not. You should not think, oh, this is truth because Nagarjuna said so, Aryadeva said so, Buddha said so. Look at, even the Buddha teaching, first he said what? Things are exist independently. Second he said, nothing exists independently. Third time he said, within the three, some exists independently, inherently, one is not. So within the Buddha teaching, he said so many different things. That's why we cannot, you know, accept what Buddha said. So if you think, you know, this way, then you're really going to get a good understanding of emptiness, or maybe you're really going to follow maybe Chitta Mantra school, maybe Madhyamaka school, maybe other schools. Right now we think, you know, I'm following, you know, follow after the Madhyamaka. We're just saying we are follow. Actually, we are not. Okay?
Wait, Ishila, do you have any books or any texts that we can refer to? Like what you said, sorry that I have no vast knowledge, I do not know what book that we can read to explain that subjective existence.
Very important one here.
Ishila, Tibetan.
The root text, you know, the Chandrakirti, and the Chandrakirti has their own commentary on the root text, and the Tsongkhapa has a commentary on both of them. This is very easy to read, very clear. Do you think it's very big, but for me it's very small. Really.
What is the title of the book, Ishila?
This kind of commentary.
Sorry, Ishila, can you read louder in Tibetan, the recording? Maybe someone will find it.
No, I have the soft copy in English.
Right.
So Gechula, this book is actually in Tibetan.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
Ishila, you just mentioned that you have to read English, right?
I'll send you.
Okay.
Then you can send for everybody. I have the soft copy in a PDF.
Ah,
Okay.
PDF
Okay.
in English.
Okay.
Actually, I have one, just for clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the while we talk about conventional truth and the ultimate truth. Looking at things as they are, like even the pencil, the specs case or the clock or that, these are actually from conventional truth angle. And I think Geshe-la Dambu did mention that all these phenomena by itself, there are some principle by its nature, by its function. That's the reason, like fire, it gives out heat, and if wind, then you feel cold. Okay, so all these are actually the characteristic of each of these phenomena, and it arises from cause and condition, etc. etc. So like the sprout and the seed, actually conventionally, all right, a seed will grow into a sprout. This is a conventional truth, and it's, how should I say, it's two different entity altogether?
So this is, I think, a lot of very complex, you have got very complex thoughts. Within the Madhyamaka, I'm more, happy with the autonomous school. According to autonomous school, it is, is a compound, things are exist two combination. One is from object, one is subject. This means, for example, before something there, then we just give a name. We have to use the name in order to communicate, in order to use, otherwise, that means something there. Then we give a name. That means it's come from two sides. It will be from object side, it will be from subject side. Without subject, we cannot speak, we cannot say anything. That means, according to autonomous, it's two sides. It will be object, it will be subject. Not only objective, not only subject is combination. Now you ask about the ultimate and the conventional. So in Tibetan language, we saw Kunzop Denpa, conventional truth. Kunzop Denpa. That means there's two separate words, conventional, convention, and truth. That's been together we saw conventional truth, convention and truth. Before you understand the conventional truth, you need to know what does mean convention. Second, ultimate truth. There's a true, ultimate and truth. The conventional refers to the particular mind. Ultimate truth. The ultimate also refers to the particular mind. The mind which is Arha has a mind. The mind is the ultimate mind. We have a mind, all the mind is a conventional mind. That means these are truth for us based on our mind. These are false. Geshe-la said is conventional truth but not truth. It's false. False for what? Whom? False for the Arhat. The emptiness is the truth. Truth, the mind which is truth. The ultimate truth. The truth refers to the Arhat mind. Truth. Okay, it's not talking about the reality. Truth refers to the Arhat's mind. That means emptiness is the truth for the Arhat. It is false for us. So in order to know the truth, we need to know the convention ultimate. What does mean convention? What does mean ultimate? Then conventional truth, ultimate truth. But within the conventional truth, there's a true. Truly conventional and false conventional. For example, the dream, the ghost or the dream elephant, or like a blue snow mountain, they are conventional truth. Also, false conventional truth, because we can understand these are false. But this table is ultimate truth. But this table is not the false truth. It is the conventional truth. Because we don't understand this table exists as folly. So, we have maybe another 1 month class of Madhyamaka school, so we can go very slowly, more precisely. Also, we have to talk maybe few classes about the, he talk about the 4 production. Do you remember?
Yes.
The 4 production. Production, self-production,
From others.
other production,
Costlessly.
costless production, and both. Just he talk about the 4 production. The 4 production explained by Chandrakirti. He had to explain behind there's a lot of reasoning. Something related to the non-Buddhist school. Something related to the Vaibhashika, Swatantarika, Chitta Mantra school. something related to the consequence school. So they reject for production, right? They reject for production based on the four schools. It's not talking for Buddhist school, non-Buddhist school, and Vibhashika, and Chitta Mantra. The Chitta Mantras, the proponent of Chitta Mantra is the person who accepts the both production, self-production, the Chitta Mantra proponent is the person who accepts the other production. The other production is not referred to the cause is the other than the result is the other than the cause. There's a deep meaning. So we have another maybe more than 1 month class. There's been four class in maybe July and August. So we should not be hurried because it's very important. I really want to make sure you won't get the wrong kind of perception, wrong idea about Madhyamaka school. Because when we have a class with the Geshe Doje Abdullah, everybody think yes, this is true. Nothing exists objectively. Now I ask you a question: how is possible? Fire has a heat. The seed produce things. How is come only subjective? Then you think maybe not really objective, it will be subjective. Okay, so we just stop here. Next, we're going to have a class in July after our student's birthday celebration. So we should not be very hurried to finish the text. We go more slowly, more precisely. Make sure you won't get the wrong kind of idea about Madhyamaka schools. Thank you.